Hello everyone, this is Sarvesh. I have been working in an MNC from the IT service sector for the past 4 years. And this is the right time for me to make the switch. And once I realized that I have to make my switch, I'm clueless on what are the next steps and what are the processes. That's when I came across ARMAN Executive Search, which is led by Vignesh. We need an expert's advice in order to have the switch process much more easier. So that's when I reached out to Vignesh and had our initial connect. During our initial connect, I just understood that this is not a straightforward process. You need to break down the process into multiple steps and you have to go step by step. So the first step will be the skill shaping. The next step will be determining your long-term goal and your short-term goal. Then you have to have your resume prepared, load it in a job search environments, then wait for the job calls and you have to pick up the call, set up an interview and you have to clear the interview, then you have to go on with the HR discussions and then you have to place in your new organization. This is the multiple steps you have to go through when you are going to a job switch. So I understood these steps and I just understood that each and every step need a kind of a preparation, and ARMAN Executive Search provides you service for preparing on each and every step as a collective process, or if you want to have your expertise in each and every step separately, that's also doable. I took the whole process from ARMAN Executive Search, where with the guidance of Vignesh, I started with my skill shaping. So shaping up your skills is understanding each and every skill which you have gathered in your whole time in your first organization. So in my case, I had been working here for 4 years, working on multiple diversified areas. So in the diversified areas, I mean that I have an exposure in hardcore development in coding. I work as a developer. And in the QA sector, where we perform the SIT, UAT and all the work which is being provided by a QA. And I do work as an project management professional, where I just lead my team and I have work with multiple people, gathering requirements and collaborating with multiple stakeholders. So currently my case here is I have to choose which role should be a right choice for me to proceed with my future. That's when my field of interest comes into play. So my field of interest is I have to go inside and management sector, which is my long-term goal. In my long-term goal, the short-term switch would be to choose a role which would be much suitable for a project management professional, where I have to see myself in the management sector. So in that case, when the current process which I am going through and my field of interest, from Vignesh I got to know that there is a role called business analyst. So my current designation in my organization also suits, and my field of interest also aligns with the business analyst role. So I have been figured out where I have to be in my long term and in my short term, and my skills has been shaped. Next comes the most important process, preparing your resume. So the resume preparation is a very interesting process, and it is also a very tedious process. Vignesh is an expert in this. We worked together, had multiple connects. We just gave our inputs from both our ends and prepared a resume. Once the resume is prepared, I was just astonished. The resume was extraordinary and Vignesh is an expert in that. Once we both had our resume prepared and it is ready, we just need to load that in multiple job search environments. And once you load it in the multiple job search environments, it's very important that you just maintain that by upgrading it on a daily basis, where you have to improvise your resume, improvise your profile in the each and every environment. Once that is done, there will be multiple calls flowing to you and you have to choose your designation based upon the JD. So once I got a call from an organization which will be exactly suiting my interest and the job description which I am expecting, we had the interview set up. So before the interview set up, you need to have the preparation of interview, how you need to portray yourself to the interviewer and how you need to answer the questions which they have, the skill which you need to shape up. We had the interview preparation phase with our Vignesh. So once the interview preparation phase is done, I sat on with the interview and I just aced the interview and cleared it with high colors. So once the interview is cleared, again we do have multiple level of interviews with multiple panel members. So I just cleared each and every panel and the interview process is completed. Then we have the HR discussion. You need to be prepared for the HR discussion because this is a very important discussion for your CTC. So how you plan your discussion with the new organization's HR based upon your current organization CTC and all the stuff, Vignesh will train you for that, and I got myself trained, and you know what? I got a very good number in the CTC point of view. So I'm very excited to work with the new company because it's much more better compared to my new role, compared to my role in my previous organization, and the CTC which I have with my new old organization, and the current CTC which I am getting with my new organization. So once I had all the details in place, I just dropped my resignation to my current organization. After my resignation, many people reached out to me. I just informed my family, my friends, and my colleagues, everyone. They were all stunned that this is the process. You need to be here, starting from a location where you started and where you ended. That's a very tedious process. They were interested to know more. I was like very much playing the role of Vignesh. Thanks to Vignesh, because he trained me and boosted my confidence to train the people where they will be having a clear idea on how their career should be and how they should see themselves. And they were also interested to work with Vignesh and ARMAN Executive Search. So that's when I just set up with them, and they are also looking forward to work with Vignesh and ARMAN Executive Search for their career switch. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank Vignesh and ARMAN Executive Search for going through this excellent process and placing me to an organization which will satisfy my current interest, and it will also satisfy my current pay and everything. So once again, I would like to thank Vignesh and ARMAN Executive Search, and I would like to end this video on high note. Thank you everyone.